Hey you guys, welcome to the first video. And y'all, when I tell you the Lord jacked me up and put me up against the wall for this one, I felt so embarrassed. But what I want to share with you guys is a story of how humble are you really? So this little story time, I was on my way out to go pick up me and my husband some sushi. I'm a lover of sushi. And as I went in, I saw somebody from the past, and I ended up looking at them and just sizing myself up against this person. And it took an ugly turn, y'all. I didn't realize how ugly my thoughts were. Because at first, it started out as me just looking at my life and just being grateful to God and saying, Lord, thank you for the job, thank you for the car, thank you for the child, thank you for the husband, thank you for my mental state and where I am. But then it began to take a prideful turn. I walked out to my car and heard the little beep on my car, started feeling myself, started smelling myself. And as I'm going down the highway, it just kept on feeding and feeding and feeding. And I get off my exit. And we passed by this little development, and it's under construction. It's a little complex. And the Lord said to the big dogs, you're nothing. And y'all, when I tell you immediately, I felt like the only way I could explain it to you guys is imagine if in front of 1,000 people, you were told that you have no choice but to strip butt naked and stretch your arms like this for the whole world to see, and you cannot get embarrassed. And that's how the Lord took me to this place where he was like, you're not humble. Like, these are the places that have to die to self daily. Without my grace, without my favor, you were nothing. And just like the shopping plaza that doesn't have any construction going on, even though it's in the middle of the process, I will stop the process. And you guys, if you don't have a truly humble heart, and know that it's the grace and it's the favor and it's God that elevates you. It's God that takes you to higher heights. It's God that desires to do exceedingly and abundantly more than you could ever ask or think. But the second that we get into this place where we're no longer proud of ourselves, but we're prideful of the place where we're at, whether consciously or unconsciously, that's the dangerous part. And for that, I want to share with you guys this scripture that came to my mind. So the scripture that came to mind is James 4:6, and it says, but he gives us more grace. That is why scripture says God opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble. So you guys, don't be in that place where God has to oppose you. Don't get to the point where in the midst of everything that God is doing for you, you lose sight and you have this false humility, because that's an ugly person. That's somebody that I wouldn't want to deal with. And I was that person for a second. So being humble and being vulnerable and knowing, God, these are the parts of me that need to be dealt with. And allow God to take you to that place so he can take you to higher places. That's all I have to share with you guys. I'm so excited to share with you more. Make sure you're checking out the videos. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's see where this page goes.